Welcome to Bite at a Time Books, where we read you your favorite classics one bite at a time. My name is Bree Carlile, and I love to read and wanted to share my passion with listeners like you. You can sign up for our newsletter at biteatatimebooks.com. You'll also find our new t-shirts in the shop, including podcast shirts and quote shirts from your favorite classic novels. Be sure to follow my show on your favorite podcast platform so you get all the new episodes. We're part of the Bite at a Time Books Productions Network. If you'd also like to hear what inspired your favorite classic author to write their novels, and what was going on in the world at the time, check out the Bite at a Time Books Behind the Story podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. Today we'll be continuing Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. Chapter 18. Marius's two chairs form a vis-a-vis. Suddenly, the distant and melancholy vibration of a clock shook the panes. 6 o'clock was striking from St. Medard. Jondrette marked off each stroke with a toss of his head. When the 6th had struck, he snuffed the candle with his fingers. Then he began to pace up and down the room, listened at the corridor, walked on again, then listened once more.
"Provided only that he comes,"
he muttered. Then he returned to his chair. He had hardly reseated himself when the door opened. Mother Jondrette had opened it, and now remained in the corridor making a horrible, amiable grimace, which one of the holes in the dark lantern illuminated from below. "Enter, sir," she said.
"Enter, my benefactor,"
repeated Jondrette, rising hastily. Monsieur Leblanc made his appearance. He wore an air of serenity, which rendered him singularly venerable. He laid 4 louis on the table.
"Monsieur Fabantou," said he, "this is for your rent and your most pressing necessities. We will attend to the rest hereafter." "May God requite it to you, my generous benefactor," said Jondrette, and rapidly approaching his wife. "Dismiss the carriage." She slipped out while her husband was lavishing salutes and offering Monsieur Leblanc a chair. An instant later, she returned and whispered in his ear, "'Tis done." The snow, which had not ceased falling since the morning, was so deep that the arrival of the fiacre had not been audible, and they did not now hear its departure. Meanwhile, Monsieur Leblanc had seated himself. Jondrette had taken possession of the other chair, facing Monsieur Leblanc. Now, in order to form an idea of the scene which is to follow, let the reader picture to himself in his own mind a cold night, the solitudes of the Salpêtrière covered with snow and white as winding sheets in the moonlight, the taper-like lights of the street lanterns which shone redly here and there along those tragic boulevards, and the long rows of black elms. Not a passerby for perhaps a quarter of a league around. The Gorbeau hovel at its highest pitch of silence, of horror, and of darkness. In that building, in the midst of those solitudes, in the midst of that darkness, the vast Jondrette garret lighted by a single candle. And in that den, 2 men seated at a table, Monsieur Leblanc tranquil, Jondrette smiling and alarming, the Jondrette woman, the female wolf in one corner, and behind the partition, Marius, invisible, erect, not losing a word, not missing a single movement, his eye on the watch and pistol in hand. However, Marius experienced only an emotion of horror, but no fear. He clasped the stock of the pistol firmly and felt reassured. "I shall be able to stop that wretch whenever I please," he thought. He felt that the police were there somewhere in ambuscade, waiting for the signal agreed upon and ready to stretch out their arm. Moreover, he was in hopes that this violent encounter between Jondrette and Monsieur Leblanc would cast some light on all the things which he was interested in learning. Thank you for joining Bite at a Time Books today, while we read a bite of one of your favorite classics. Again, my name is Bree Carlile, and I hope you come back tomorrow for the next bite of Les Miserables. Don't forget, you can sign up for our newsletter at biteatatimebooks.com. And while you're there, check out our t-shirt shop. You can look in the show notes or on our website, biteatatimebooks.com, for the rest of the links for our show. We'd love
to hear from you on social media. You can find us everywhere at Bite at a Time Books.